What's up, y'all? It's your boy, DJ in the house. So excited because I got my live. My live is back. Facebook tried to quell and squash my live feed. And so I'm really excited about getting my live feedback, but I've got a super cool topic that I'm going to go through. Don't mind me smiling. I'm just excited over at my house. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to spot a fake entrepreneur. And if you guys have been following me, you know that I've opened a business. It's called Donni. I'm a franchise owner. And it's actually my second facility that I've owned. I used to own Academy. And so anyway, this one is a bigger, endeavor. And, I've taken it on with myself and my girlfriend. So we have opened this facility, and currently we have about 16, 17 personal trainers that run their own business out of our facility. We're doing very well. It's really essentially our second soft opening month. And so rocking and rolling, doing really, really well. I've had an opportunity to talk to so many cool trainers, some of which obviously are working with me, some of which, have chosen not to, and then just a host of other ones that, they will remain nameless. But seriously. So I got my top 5 reasons or ways to spot a fake entrepreneur. And hopefully when I'm done with this list, most of you or you guys will be able to kind of, take from my experience, of running my own business and being my own boss and seeing these different things about the business that I've seen that really just make people not be able to be successful. So I'll get right into it. So number 1, and I wrote them down. So if you see me looking to the side, I'm looking at the little paper that I wrote the top 5 things down on. Number 1 is a way that you can spot a fake entrepreneur is they make excuses. And this one, I didn't really put the order that I really wanted to go in, but it doesn't really matter. They make excuses about anything, essentially about why they can't be successful. Or why they don't succeed, or how come they can't get things done. They always make goddamn excuses. At the end of the day, if you don't succeed, ultimately it's because of you. You know what I mean? If D1 Sports didn't make $1 million, it's because I didn't make $1 million. You know what I mean? So I can't say, oh, well, it's because I wasn't in the right location, or I wasn't this or that. At the end of the day, either you can or you can't. And that's one of the things I've learned in running business. So don't make excuses for shit you don't get done. Either you do or you don't. You know what I mean? And now I've really been learning that about myself, and then also with running the business. If you make all the excuses, you're never going to be able to be successful. Okay, that's number 1. So that's how you can spot a fake entrepreneur. If they start to make excuses about what they don't have, how come certain things are not in place in terms of their business or their structure, they are not a real entrepreneur. Don't trust them. Okay. Number 2 is they're unorganized, or they lack structure in the way they do business. People, I find, and I run into so many people that work a job, right? They're not organized in the job. Then they try to go from being an unorganized employee to being an unorganized business owner, which makes absolutely no sense. In order to be successful, you've got to be organized. Like, I'll take myself for instance. I'll go from D1 Sports, which was not as organized as Self-Made Training Facility is, the one in Elk Grove that I'm running. And then I'll use Self-Made Training Facility. So D1 Sports, I had my DBA, you know what I mean? My doing business as, my sole proprietorship. So it was D1 Sports or Donnie Jackson, and I was running my business that way. But what I should have had is my corporation. And that way I would have been able to, have the cloak of the business, the organization, excuse me, or the corporation, and then, me as, one of the employees, or however I wanted to structure it. Now, the way that I have a corporation is called, obviously that's my corporation, and everything is, is copacetic. It's doing very, very, very well. So, that's number one. If they're unorganized, okay, or they're lacking structure, they are a fake entrepreneur. They're not real, okay? No matter what they tell you, they are not a real entrepreneur. Number three, and this one probably should have been number one, fearful. When they are fearful, and let me put this in context, because a lot of people, even good entrepreneurs, they experience trepidation or fear. When I first got my building and I got the keys, like the guy, we paid everything, and I can't remember what it was like $15,000 or $20,000 just to get the building, right? So we paid the money, gave the guy the check and all that type of stuff. And then the guy gave us the keys. And what do you do now? Like, I remember walking around my building and immediately feeling a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of fear, because it's like I went from this little itty bitty gym to this huge edifice. And it's like, what do you do next? So I was a little bit fearful. Miguel, who owns the whole corporation, he always says, if something doesn't make you excited and fearful at the same time, then it's probably not something for you, which is true. That's not the fear I'm talking about. The fear I'm talking about is fear that inhibits you from moving or acting or working, like people that don't want to get up, they're lazy or they're scared, or, every time you make mention of, hey, you got to do this, they think it won't work. They're scared. Just, or like, perfect example, I'm running this business. So as a trainer, if you are worth your weight and whatever, if you should be able to train anywhere. Like you can drop me off in New York City and I'll still be able to get clients. You can take me to Alabama and I'll sign people up. You can take me to Alaska, and if, goddamn it, if there's somebody there, I'm gonna sign them up. You know what I mean? I've never had a problem getting my own book of business, ever, 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 ever. It doesn't matter how much I charge. It doesn't matter the structure or nothing. If it's a training facility, I will be one of the best people there. If it's a sales situation, I will be one of the top salespeople. That's just the way I am. Okay, so I've never been fearful about that. What's the thing called? When you have to commission. I've never been afraid of commission. What? Okay. So I don't eat if I don't sell. Okay, shit, let's go. So, but I've run into so many goddamn fearful people that I'm like, okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. You're just an employee. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a difference between employees and guys that really, and girls that really are entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, they're risk takers. They're like, okay, if there's a chance for me to be successful, I'm going to take a risk. You know what I mean? I invested close to $200,000 to be able to run this business that I have right now. And I looked at it like this. I tricked off that much money and shit that I knew wasn't going to work. Cars, all kind of other type of stuff. So I'd rather risk it on something that can make me money. So that was the number 3 reason, fearful. And I'll share this in some type of way if I can at the end, or on my Facebook if you guys want to check out the top 5 reasons or ways to spot a fake entrepreneur. The first one was they make excuses. The second one, if you just joined us, was unorganized or lack of structure. And the third one was fearful, okay? The fourth one kind of goes hand in hand with being fearful, is adversity. When things go wrong, and that's inevitable. If I could spend the rest of this time talking about all the shit that went wrong, about when I was opening this gym, fire department saying I gotta pay $80,000 in fire sprinklers, planning department saying I gotta spend $15,000 to write up a goddamn tenant improvement. It goes on and on and on and on. So don't ever think you're gonna open a business and the shit's just gonna go smooth. It's not, you know what I mean? Like all kind of stuff. 88 people coming out and saying now you got to change shit that you just changed, and that's the way it is. Adversity. You are not succeeding unless, the way I really know when I'm going to get ready to be successful is when shit goes wrong. I'm like, okay, you quit, you did this, now this is working against me. I know I'm going to be successful. So people who are not entrepreneurs, okay, and I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, I'm just keeping it real. So if you come to me, right, let's use my business, and you say you want to be a trainer, you're an entrepreneur, you're going to make your own way, not that I'm going to be your boss. You're going to be your own boss. But then at the site, I only got 3 clients, and now you're about to charge me again. Hell yeah, it's the first. I'm about to charge you. You know what I mean? It's on you to get your clients. And if you don't have clients, I'm sorry, it's on you. If you don't have people that are partaking in your business, it's because of something you are doing or you're not doing. And I don't give a goddamn what you're selling. I don't care what your product is, whatever it is. And if you keep doing that same BS that you're doing right now, you're going to get the same shit that you're getting. Nothing. So what you got to do is you got to adjust to what's happening. Stop being fearful. Stop, being whatever. Okay. So running at adversity, when shit goes wrong, you ain't no entrepreneur. You're a nice guy or a girl. You're a nice person, but you're not an entrepreneur. And guys and girls, it's not the worst thing. I'm just telling you that how I can tell if you are fake. You know what I mean? If you're a fraud, if you're just posing, because a lot of people, they want to be entrepreneurs. I could give somebody my gym right now and they would fail because of some of these 5 things that they would do. They'd be scary. They wouldn't be structured. And so that's the 4th reason why, or to spot a fake entrepreneur. Number 5, and this is one of the biggest ones, I keep saying this, but lack of ability to be able to govern yourself. One of the things that people don't realize about running your own business, they think, oh yeah, I don't want no boss to tell me nothing. I just want to pop my collar and, do whatever I want to. And, no one can tell me something. If you don't know how to get you to work, if you can't make you work as hard as you possibly can, harder than that janky ass boss was making you work, you will never be successful. One of the things I always told myself, if I can make me, Donni, work as hard as possible, then I can be successful. Harder than I've ever worked at any job. I've been working an average of 13 to 14 hours every day since I opened my Elk Grove. And it's not going to get any easier. The shit ain't easy. You know what I mean? If it was easy, everybody would do it. I've talked to Miguel. He said he has like 30 applications of people they want to open. And some of them may be able to do it. I hope that they do. But one thing I can tell you, if you're just looking at the money or whatever, or you're looking at, I'm going to make all this and that and the other, that is not going to guarantee your success. What's going to guarantee your success is being able to govern yourself and make yourself work as hard as possible. Miguel, he challenged me when he was out here because I got to work one day, like at 8:30 or whatever. And he told me, he said, listen, how are you going to be successful if you get to work this late and all this potential business has already passed you by? You got to be here first and establish the business to be successful. Many people think that as a business owner, that means I don't have to work. No, that means you actually have to work harder. That means that you have to get into your mind that no matter where I get financially, that does not determine how hard I work or how I'm able to lower my ability to work. Think about this. Beyonce, Jay-Z, they got maybe a billion, right? Well, they've got that much money. Why do they still do shows? I mean, she was in San Francisco maybe a month ago, because they've got that ethic. It doesn't matter how much money they have in the bank. They have a mindset to drive and to work. So we'll go over again real quickly, top 5 things of how to spot a fake entrepreneur. Number 1, they make excuses. And these are not in the order of importance or whatever. I just put them together. They make excuses. And the excuses are usually about why they don't succeed, okay? Or about why things are not getting done. And they never point the finger at them. So they usually point it to someone else. Number 2, they're unorganized, or they lack structure or discipline, or all 3, okay? Number 3, and could be number 1, they're fearful. They're scared of every damn thing, like the wind blows, and and especially stepping out on faith. They're very scared, when you pose anything to them, they usually run. And they don't want to take any risks either. Number 4, adversity. When adversity comes, they run. They don't want to hear nothing about it might not work, or if things go wrong, what do I do? There's usually not a plan for every goddamn thing, but if you have enough ingenuity and fervor, you'll work through whatever shit comes through your way. For me, I don't care. I'm going to be successful. Okay, I've always felt that way, and I believe it even more every day that goes by. And the number 5 is a lack of ability to govern themselves. So they don't know how to get their own goddamn self to work. How can you lead anybody and you haven't even created an ethic yourself to be able to work hard? So thanks for watching. Those are my 5 things I'm going to be talking about. How to be an entrepreneur. Thank you, Facebook, for letting me. I feel like a free bird. Now I'm able to get back on my Facebook Live. So, hey, guys, appreciate it. I'll try to post something with these printed out. If you want any, if you have any questions or concerns, you want to hit me up about something, hit me up. Thanks, guys. See ya.
First of all, let me apologize for the high angle. I've been doing some stand-up video shooting for my offline business. As you know, I'm marketing a new business in the local Sacramento area. So you just heard my son Donni with 5 tips on the entrepreneurial mindset to be successful and how to spot fake ones. Unfortunately, many of you don't have the entrepreneurial mindset, and you're job seekers. No shame in that game. But those of you who are entrepreneurs, I want you to use those tips. Or if you have the slight potential to elevate yourself to that rare level up there where entrepreneurs exist. No shame in being down here with the regular job seekers and people like that. Years ago, I talked about this mentality. There are people who need a big mommy to feed them and clothe them. They either go into government service of some type because it's a steady job. That's what you learn from your mom. My mom wanted me to get a job at the post office practically, or stay at Pacific Bell because you got a steady job, steady income. And I chose to go off on my own. I never looked back. I'm glad I did. But there is a difference. And I think like an entrepreneur, as I've been trying to explain to a lot of people. Case in point, I got into a beef with my mom's brother and sister after my father passed away. My mom fell off the stool and broke her hip before the funeral. She couldn't go to the funeral. She didn't want to go anyway. But they had came in. My mom's in the hospital trying to run her assets. My mom had a business where she exits her daughter. She lost her daughter recently, but because of another injury. But she was taking care of one of those special needs kids. She used to have a full facility, but she got it down to the one that she started with. It was like her daughter. Anyways, my ex-wife had a friend that was a nurse, had nursing experience, and we needed someone to take care of Kim. Except these idiots were trying to tell me what I could do with my mom's car. She didn't have a vehicle, so I said, okay, drive my mom's car, because you need to be able to run her around sometimes. And they were trying to tell me what to do with my mother's car. This is her brother and sister. Okay, I think like an entrepreneur. They both work like this. Her sister works for a big university in Washington. Her Her brother was in the military. Then he also taught at university as a professor. They're the types that, are job seekers. And as an entrepreneur, I take risks. Your mom, she can get an accident. Your mom can lose everything. We got to take the risk in order for her to keep Kim. Now, they wanted her to actually get rid of Kim. And I was fighting to keep the girl with my mom, because if she lost Kim, which she did, I said she's going to become very depressed, which she is right now. She's not eating. She's lost so much weight. I said she's going to die. So I said no. And my older brother sided with because his last name is actually the same as theirs, and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, so being an entrepreneur, I said, I stood up to him. I came over one day and I said, no, give me the keys, and I gave them to her, my ex-wife's friend, and I stood up to my uncle, squaring off. I told him he's past his prime. Don't even think about it, because he's trying to come down. I was 50 fucking years of age with grandkids, trying to come down on me like I was a kid. Because my older brother, he's on that slightly autism, is what I can guess, Asperger's, and he's different. And they talk to, they treat him like he's a kid, whereas even though now he's a grandfather himself. But they learned that I'm not like my older brother. So the entrepreneur mindset is a risk taker. It is a go-getter. You come in, you solve the problems. And that's how I think. I've been doing this since 1987. Building little businesses and, making little bits of money here and there. So I built my training facility, my studio. Well, I am in the business of marketing a new project. I'll try to see if I can show you guys some of the results within one day. Well, I can tell you right now. I've developed my flyers, and I'm actually documenting everything that I'm doing on the flyers. My advertising rate on Facebook is 47.19%. So far, 1,102 people have seen my ad, and 563 have actually viewed it, clicked on it. So I'm looking at getting 0.1% of those to come, download the coupon and use it, hopefully. Actually, 0.01% is what I'm trying to say. So I've got to get a lot more people. That's what it usually takes. And then also with my flyer system, though, I'll get a much higher percentage. Those I'll get about 1%. So I'm getting ready to start, taking these flyers. I've got 4 people lined up. Today I'm going to get more people lined up. That's what an entrepreneur does. You go out and you do. Okay? This is what my son was talking about. So I've got 2 entrepreneurs who are my sons. The one he was actually talking about, if you only got 3 clients, that's my son, Christopher. Yeah. He has a different mentality. Oh well. Peace, fellas.